Oh my God, I'm so bored. I was playing my jelly juice game, and I'm like, oh my God. But I seen something pop up I wanted to show you, besides whatever that is. It's probably a stress pimple. Thanks a lot, Foodie Beauty. Got me stressing over your horse shit. Hold on, I'll show you. Whoever came in, left. Bye. Bye. Hi, Tinkerbell. Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, I was kind of bored. I was playing my game. Doing the night watch. Check this shit out. Hey, Stella. 2 girls, 1 chat. Chelsea's mom. Nana Flower Power. Fairy Dust Diaries. I would say Happy Halloween, but I don't even acknowledge it. I don't know. It's like the devil's walk. No, I'm not interested in celebrating the dead. I already live with them in this house. You see what I'm saying? Hi, Janie. What do you think about Delphi? I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the evidence. That guy's a creep. I seen the picture of him standing by the drawing of the suspect. That was really weird. Hey, Chelsea's mom. Yeah. I was looking at some crazy shit. How's your throat feeling? Actually, good. I've been doing a lot of maintenance. You know what I mean? Vitamins and shit. I mean, you can hear it. But it was a warm, rainy day, too. And that messed with my head. I got a headache. I had all kinds of shit. Watch all the Halloween movies. Yeah, I used to love those. Now, not so much. I don't even really watch TV anymore. I kind of like used to have the TV on as background noise. I got rid of cable. I watch shows. I listen to interrogations when I clean and cook and shit. Made my hubby sloppy joes for dinner. Bolted to the grocery store and back. Yay. Hi, Elmer Fudd. How are you? Oh my God, did you guys see? Check this out. Do you find this coincidental? Do you find this coincidental? Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta click on. I'll pull it up. You find this coincidental? But we were all here for it. Most of us were. The Delphi dude's in protective custody. I'll bet. Howdy, Mrs. Murdoch. Mudduck. Mudduck. A mud duck. Here it is. Check this out. Don't you find this odd or coincidental? Foodie Beauty's community post. The Holy Trinity. Yes, I live in Michigan, Elmer Fudd. Hi, Courtney. And then this was kind of a disappointed emoji. And I guess, you know, you gotta find out the truth somewhere. Right? And, you know, and then I listened to... Listen, YouTube's weird. It's really weird. Because there are people on here, and it's sad, that are out to hurt other people. Like, literally hurt them in real life. And say horrible things. I mean, you may not be a fan of somebody, a creator on YouTube, but you can go watch so many other genres, 6 million other creators that may be somebody you're interested in. Maybe they do something you're interested in. But I find it odd that people hate somebody, like literally hate them, because I'm not a big fan of Candle Wax, right? Perplexed QT. She's done some things in the past that were kind of shitty. Said some horrible things out of anger. And I get that. I don't respond that way, even though I know the troll's main job is to trigger you and to get you to scream and yell and act a fool. I mean, that's what they're there for. They'll keep poking. They go after your looks. They go after everything, but it's kind of juvenile to me. But anyway... So I've never been a big fan of candle wax, but I don't hate her. I never chat in anybody's chat. As you notice, you don't really see me around because I don't spend all day on YouTube. I'll give you my opinion. I just don't. You know what I mean? I got a channel to do that. I don't really need to go around secondary, you know, going off in people's comment sections and chats. Yeah, it's probably why a lot of people don't even know who I am, which is fine. I prefer it that way. But I like to use my channel to do what I like to do. My wheelhouse for real, would be to cover crime stories. Oh my God. I would love to react to interrogations. I would love to react to trials. And I did that in the past on my channel, but got my hand slapped because it is, for some reason, a no-no on this platform. I don't understand that because I like to talk about a lot of controversial subjects, but I found the only way to stay investigating or reacting is on other YouTube creators because that's acceptable. I guess it keeps it all in one house, you know what I'm saying? I love crime stories. Oh my God. They're my favorite because I like to figure out the psychology of it. Anyway, so this woman, I happened to get a notification and I'm like, oh, what the hell? I'll go listen to her. I haven't listened to her in a year or two. I went over, Perplexed QT was upset about something. And I'm like, what the hell happened, you know? She couldn't believe that this happened to her. This woman, oh my God. In case you didn't know, there's a whole area. I call it crama. It's like crime mixed with drama. And they do things like they take off, like right now, the Quentin, that child, that toddler that's missing. They've taken off down to Georgia and they're like creating havoc down there. But anyway, so Laura, Candle Wax, Perplex QT, whatever, she had talked about, she did a poll. Should I go down there and interview people and blah, 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 whatever. And somebody said that something about growing your channel. And she said, well, of course, you're going to get more views. Yeah, they call them tragedy pimps. I would never in a million years ever insert myself in something this horrifying, sad, which, by the way, goes on every day all over this country, right? No, I don't watch BHB. No. And I wait for Savage Live Media to expose everything going on. It's so much easier. And she cracks me up because she gets mad as hell. Because I get mad as hell when they go down there and do that just for whatever reason. Maybe it's morbid curiosity. Maybe they feel like they have to be in it. I don't know. They're live right now in front of their house. See, that upsets me when you mess with a family and stuff. Oh, yeah, Savage cracks me up. And so does Shannon. They crack me up. Yes, they do. So anyway, thank you, Rain. I just pulled my hair out of a hair tie. I can't imagine that even looks somewhat good. I know, and then laws get made for this kind of, like, shenanigans, I call it. Not only that, what happens is, if you create enough problems in that area, and then somebody becomes a suspect, and then they end up being tried in a court of law, you've messed it up, where now they have to go seek a different jurisdiction. That happened in what was the case in Colorado? I'm not talking about not talking about the Shanann Watts case. I'm talking about the other one. That was something, it was crazy. Anyway, that's what happened there. Yeah, they harass families. Let the law do their job. Anyway, Candle Wax, Perplex QT, Laura, call her what you want. She was talking about, should I go down there? She was doing a poll. I guess that's what happened. And then these women went up on panel and they got what she did and said wrong, which happens very often on YouTube. Like, some people just read the chat and take it for gold, right? No, 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 no. You can't. Oh, the Morphew. Yes. Suzanne Morphew case. Barry Morphew. Oh, that's messed up now, right? It's completely messed up now. He may walk. Welcome to the secret family, Jennifer. Oh my God, thank you. And I don't even know really, Tinkerbell, if it's about stepping on the evidence. What they do is they taint people's minds down there, screaming with bullhorns, you're guilty. You're the problem. You're the one that caused this. You know, they do that shit. And then it skews the minds of the locals, right? Because they're all over the streets. They're protesting. They're making a scene. They're screaming things. And then it makes people start changing their mind. You know what I mean? It puts people in danger, puts families in danger. Children may be living in the houses of these people. So it's not a good thing. But they do what they do. So anyway, this woman was up on panel. She got it all wrong. And even if Laura said, yeah, if I go down there, it'll build my channel, which it probably would. She got so angry at that. She like wished death on her. All kinds of horrible things under the emotion of, you know, she lost a child and this is upsetting to her, and now she hates Laura for even thinking about going down there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, nobody wants to be in the club of losing a child. I'm in that club, and I don't like being in that club because that's a hole that never will be filled, ever. Ever. And I could cry right now. But I still wouldn't attack another human being for just being ignorant or saying something stupid. Like, to the point of, you know what I mean? Like, wrap your car around I hope your kids are taken away. Like, I wouldn't say any of that shit. So, that's wrong. And like I said, even though I don't really care for candle wax, I still felt that. Like, that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So YouTube's a weird place. It's a weird place. People can be, actually any social media, they can be so mean. Last I heard, they're going to the Delphi to look at his house. I don't know why they would do that. Hi, fat cat. Yeah, we're on the night watch in case Foodie Beauty goes live, right? In Kuwait. Could be morning there by now. Isn't it 7-hour difference? Something like that. Hi, Corey Coconut. Just found your channel today and have enjoyed hearing your thoughts on our girl. Right? Listen, I don't want anything bad to happen to her, okay? I don't want this guy to have love bombed her. Then she gets down there and is the complete opposite of everything promised. I'm really concerned about that. You really think she's going there? I don't know. She's been, I don't know. She put a community post up 10 hours ago. Now, we already know the flights. Well, she actually said she was going to be on the 6:15, right? It is very concerning. Like her or don't. Troll her or don't. You still have to come together as human beings and say, listen, I get it. You're looking for this perfect life and run away from yourself. It's going to take somebody to change you. No, I really don't. I know I still can't figure out the Nodder thing. Oh, I was going to let's go into some of my comments. How fun will this be? Because I got a lot of comments today. And I'm not used to getting comments. But we've been increasing in people. And I'm cool with everyone's comments. Oh, gosh, I got the hiccups. All I know is Natter's behind something. I'm on watch with all of you. I feel it too. Pete's sleeping, right? He isn't live. I'd be way too scared to go there alone. Me too, with a stranger you've never met, and you're not even taking a witness with you. Wouldn't that be important? Let's say, okay, let's say she's being sponsored, because I don't believe she can get married on a tourist visa. Let's look it up. Hey, we got nothing but time. Can you get married in Kuwait? Oops. Yeah. On a tourist, because she said she had a tourist visa. She said it. Oh, hi, Ma Teresa, I've missed you. I better put Canadian. We better put Canadian because it was saying United States stuff. What do you have to have? Can foreigners get married in Kuwait? That's what we need to know. You have to demonstrate an eligibility to get married. What happens if you get married on a tourist visa? If an individual comes to... Oh, that's the United States. You can get married in the United States. I put in Kuwait. All right, let's see this thing. Post about a cat, but willing to abandon. Yeah, that's something. I think Foodie Beauty is a troll of sorts, but I do enjoy her rages, but I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Me too. And, you know, I got no problem cussing her out and shit when she does stupid shit, right, in her own home. But I will worry if she goes to another country and can't come home. Maybe the guy, like, you're my wife now, you can't leave. What if that kind of shit occurs? All right, let's see. Marriage to a Kuwaiti citizen. Every country has laws that apply to its citizens marrying a person from a different country. Getting married to a Kuwaiti citizen, and he's not. He's only a resident. He's not even a citizen. With the goal of eventually bringing them to Canada to live is a process with many steps. I can't say I feel concerned at this point. More like objective observer. Yeah. That's where I'm at too. I'm not losing sleep. Let's put it that way. If you want to bring your Kuwaiti spouse or partner to live in Canada, you must file a sponsorship application. We know that. All right, Kuwaiti marriage basic requirements. Proof of country of birth, proof of single status, proof of age requirement. The ceremony to a Kuwaiti citizen. It keeps saying citizen, but not resident. He's not a citizen. I have no idea. He's not a citizen. He's a Syrian living in Kuwait. So where are we at? Oh, here we go. If an individual, that's the U.S. That's the U.S. All right, well, we have to rephrase this. Ugh. She's on that 90-day fiance nonsense, right? My sinus headache's way better. Oh, it was so bad. And it was warm and rainy, and that triggers it. Because I have horrible allergies. All the leaves are falling, and whatever, pollen and crap from trees. Just, I opened the window for a bit, and it really hit me hard. Do you think she just said that to throw people off? I don't know. That's what I said. Maybe she's going into a rehab, getting her head straight. But I don't know. I was kind of convinced on one of her lives that she couldn't wait for this fantasy to happen, you know, her dream But then today, or on the chicken, whatever the hell she was eating, that bees, she seemed nervous, like almost like she was changing her mind, kind of not real excited anymore. Your sinuses have been brutal too. Yeah, the change in weather gets me every time. Thanks for having a non-weenie stream. I've also no longer allowing in the dark stuff too much out there already. Yeah, there is too much dark stuff out there already. He's her new obsession, big obsession, right? And it's fun in games, like when you think you're falling in love, but then maybe the reaction channels, she can blame it on us. I don't care if she changes her mind. Go ahead, blame it on me. I don't care. Yeah, find a man locally that you spend time with. You learn the little idiosyncrasies, because what would happen if, let's just say, what would happen? Okay, I have a thing about men that try to change a woman, right? Like, you try to change a woman to fit your narrative. That bothers me big time. So we notice, you know, she shuts down lives faster. She watches what she says and does for somebody, apparently. But he has not claimed her on any social media. And then somebody showed, let me get through this commercial. This was on Perfectly Imperfect, which she does a lot of research on things. But look at, I want you to look at, oh, we got to listen to the hamsters. Yeah, let's take a look at Salah's TikTok and see who he follows. Now, she's not on TikTok, remember? So then his name is Saladin. And look at all these girls. So I just find that odd. If you're going to claim someone to be your wife, why you wouldn't shut down? I don't know. It's weird. And these are all the women that follow him on his TikTok. I didn't even know he had a TikTok. Thank you, Perfectly Imperfect. Well, Chantal's not on TikTok as far as I know. So, right, like there's people doing investigation. Reaction channels are doing investigations. And these are women that he's interested in, that he follows. So it just, and they're all his age. Does that just seem weird to you? It's very weird to me. There's a lot of weird shit, which makes me worry, because if she did go over there, I would prefer she got ghosted, right? And then she has to just change her ticket and come home. But we're going to keep tabs on Pete's channel, definitely. He will spill the tea somehow. Right, I'm sorry. This is just too weird for me. I have so many questions. All of them are young. And physically fit. Because he's 29. In my fear, when you go to, and you can't even hang around in Kuwait unless you're married, which is very convenient for him, right? She's forced to get married to even hang out with him and see what he's about. What? I don't know if she's left yet, Net Detective. We're on night watch. All the other reaction channels are sleeping, except for Pulpy. He'll be getting up soon. Pulpy's betting for her to get on that flight. I'm like, I don't know if I want her to get on that flight without her mom or her sister. Why didn't she take a witness with her? Why would she go alone? She's lied so deep she can't get out. Yeah, she can get out. She's smarter than you think. She could take herself to the hospital. Be laid up with IVs. You know what I'm saying? and just say, I can't go anywhere, I'm not cleared. Because we know she's had blood clots in her lungs in the past. Courtney got a snack. I got some M&Ms, but I'm feeling like salt. I need salt. It's 1 p.m. puppy time. There you go. What time's the flight? Don't know. Don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow night. But it's one of the two. Haven't heard from her in 10 hours. She normally by now would have done a little night bees. Maybe she still will. I don't know. Remember, she did say she's in too far. No, she's not. Foodie Beauty, you're not in too far at all. You'll be in too far when legally you are married to a man in Kuwait. And I still don't know if that's even possible because all of it says Kuwaiti citizen. He's not a citizen. He's a resident. So I still don't even know if it's possible. But you definitely would have to go to the Canadian embassy and check that shit out. Yeah, she lives in a fantasy. Let's see if she can handle the reality. She's in trouble. Her mom, aunt need to step in and get her in a hospital. Something, I mean, if my daughter said that to me, she wouldn't be going anywhere because I'd have her so petrified. I would. There's always time to stop and turn around. Go the other way. Yes. It sounds very bad for her if she does. It sounds like there could be a possibility of no return. You see what I'm saying? The color purple says, don't think the new boy toy likes Pete's coming in her room. Well, neither did Nodder. She did seem nervous. But wouldn't that be a conversation you would have off of a live stream and not humiliate somebody? You think it's going to be really bad with her not having wheelchairs, marijuana, or whatever else the hell she takes to keep herself calm. It's going to be bad. Yeah, I seen the community post. I think you're right about the drug-induced psychosis. Could be. I mean, you could spend a lot more time getting to know this person. And if they get more demanding, like, okay, if they've talked you into being modest, respect their wishes from across the world, around the other side of the world, and you're following through, you're like pushing your best friend aside who's transitioning into a woman, should never be a threat, right? Hi, Dame Bezos. What is he gonna do when you get there? How controlling will he be in person? From what I'm gathering from Google, civil union of non-citizens can now recently be married in Kuwait. Oh my God. He's controlling her like a puppet. I know. If she goes to Kuwait and marries the guy, he will not let her do live beeses. Exactly. Not only that, my thought is, if he made her take down her Instagram, delete 12 million views of videos that he didn't approve of, but he's got a TikTok with a bunch of young little hot girls. He's never acknowledged her on his channel, and he's making her change everything about herself because of, if you're going to be my wife, this is what you do. What's going to happen when she gets there and actually marries the dude? Could she be stuck there and not be allowed to leave? Would he have the right to stop her from returning by taking her passport and whatever he wants to? I mean, if she thinks she had a problem with Nodder, you know what I'm saying? At least with Nodder, she could get in her car and go home. I think he can stop her from ever coming home again. Well, they're a little more westernized over there, but not when it comes to what the man... you know what? Let's look. Let's look. Hold on. Well, that was 2009. Okay, so what it says is that um oh my God. It says that a married woman can travel abroad without her husband's permission, but her husband can apply to a court to ban her travel. So let's say she's got a returning, let's say she marries the guy, she has a returning ticket for whatever, January 30th. He can go to the courts and ban her from leaving the country. So there's that. All right, Nadine, try to find that. Yes, this is better than cable TV at this point. The After Dark detectives are on the case, yeah. Or another theory is Dee Dee and Nada are playing, that's what I said, Jennifer. That, because, okay, I'm going to go to my comments and let's answer what people were saying. Because I do respect everyone's opinion. Okay, so somebody said she's going to fat camp. She's going to fat camp. She's going to be with Nader. She's going to rehab. All of this is as far-fetched as a young man wanting to start a family with an obese older woman. I think something fishy, but all of these theories just seem ridiculous to me. There is something going on, but I think it's got nothing to do with fat camp, Nader, or rehab. We could make up anything. I think she's going to the moon for 90 days. It's just grasping straws. It's not based on any kind of foundation. Well, we can only go on solitaire. We can only go on what she's feeding us. And we can only go by her body language. We can only go by the fact that this Sala guy is not claiming her and he's a YouTuber. And he hasn't been on YouTube for a year, and he's not even claiming her. Now, if this is your queen, and you want her to feel valued and loved, knowing she's a YouTuber, and that Nader would never claim her, wouldn't you claim her? I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. He will talk her out of her bank card. Well, and hopefully she lets her bank know she's leaving the country. She had problems in Cuba because of that. Remember, she wanted to make her own show. True. She may be doing all this for content, marrying a guy she don't even know. Some Milkbee says, I just think she's simply getting catfished by someone who's seen how gullible she is and uses the fact she's in her Middle Eastern attraction phase to their advantage. Could be, because there was a lot of them hitting her up, for sure. What if he does not find her attractive when he sees her in person, right? The Dubai guys do the same thing, talking foreign women to go there to their countries. I know. And then Pat says, Chantal always has the same scenario, just a different story. Very true. Tinkerbell said, how do you call authorities on someone you don't know? Right? That is so dumb. I agree. Tinkerbell also said, sorry, I missed the live. Oh, okay. Kidney stone. Oh, my God. Do you guys remember when we vlogged the saga when my daughter had kidney stone for 5 days and ended up passing 2 of them at once? Oh, my God. Yeah, and that's the thing too, Jennifer. What if somebody is going to abuse her? I know, we're all still on the fence about her Angie Poo Poo Shinobi Raw Chicken reviews. We're all on the fence about her actually getting on that plane. The Color Purple said the guy won't take her out in public much. You think he'd be a laughingstock when you have a Canadian wearing a hijab? Do you think the national women would not? I watched a video of those foreigners that came to a country, I believe it was Iran though, and they were on the beaches, and the national women that are forced to wear the hijabs, you know, people went there that weren't, you know, not nationals, and they were kicking sand on them. They were spitting on them for being in their country. It was a whole thing. Once he sees her with the hijab off, it's over. I'm pretty sure she's taking it off for him, because I would imagine with her insecurities, she would cover it all, right? I would think so. They could beat her up and just leave her. I have a lot of fears. And I'm always a worst case scenario. Like, I'm always prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But there's just something that's telling me this is not what she thinks it is. She's been using her computer with no filter. She did that yesterday. Did anyone see Cheyenne something, the parody creator, doing The Shining? No. Strange to me that Canada wouldn't accept Natter. Why wouldn't Canada accept him? What do you mean? She did a great and accurate piece. Oh, okay. Do any viewers see her without hijab, like when she's outdoors? Not anymore. I mean, we've seen her in all her glory. Oh, frick, we've seen her in her lingerie. The look on her face says, duper's delight. I can't imagine she's being truthful. I seen a little bit of fear and anxiety in her yesterday. Hopefully she's second guessing. And the one thing FFG said, okay, so remember when she said the married man, stop hating. It's not as black and white as you think it is. And remember, she said that the married man put his nephew on the phone to her on a FaceTime, or had the nephew call her FaceTime. What if married man is filthy rich and this is a transaction? Because she did make a comment about she needed to step up her business. Maybe it's a contractual marriage. It's still illegal, unless she actually fell in love with the guy. But this could be that guy's nephew. And I haven't even made up my mind. So you don't have to agree with anything I say. I'm just picking out what people are saying and trying to figure out which one fits the best. Ma Teresa, she's on something. Yes, for citizenship. A transactional citizenship. Remember she said there's other ways to make money? Would she be willing to give up that one moment in life under God where you marry someone, not for money, not to sell your soul, because you still have to sponsor the person for 3 years? It is hard to decide which one would be the one you want to believe. If she goes there and get married, maybe she is going there under a contractual agreement. I know, and people will report her if she tries to sponsor a fake husband. Yep. Operation Dumbo Drop is a go. Good one, 5 leaves left. And she can be, she is impulsive, but what if it was the biggest, maybe it was more money than she's made on YouTube, and it would be enough to get her out of debt. I still don't see why he wouldn't come to Canada on a tourist visa and marry her there. Why doesn't he come to Canada for 90 days? She has sold her soul on YouTube. I know. That's why I said I'm not into the YouTube like that. I was trying to explain that to her Trinity, I just said, I know what trolls are around for. They're to poke you and put you down and attack your looks, trying to get you to react so they can have a giggle. But it's like so 2012. You know what I mean? Like, the trolls aren't even... They're so obvious now that everybody's like, oh, that's fun. In all actuality, if they're supposed to be her friends, why would they? Wow. She threw one of those cats across. I know, I seen it. Pulpy slowed that down. She's been very agitated. She was very agitated in that live. She's not 49. She's 39. Makes more money from YouTube than people do working a normal job. Well, there's people that make bigger money than that on YouTube. Way bigger money than what she makes. And getting rid of 12 million views in videos, that definitely hurt her. Big time. The trolls have lost Kiwi Farms, so they're out in full force. I know, and that's something. Can you imagine that being your legacy? I've watched stories of trolls, like the worst of the worst trolls. And then they got, let's just say, investigated and revealed. And some of them had prominent careers. Not only did they lose their career once they were exposed, but their families quit talking to them because they had no idea that they were this vile of a human being in real life. Yes, I sub to Pete's. I'm on Pete's Alert too. But do you see what I'm saying? It's sad that you have that much pent up whatever that you can go to sleep at night like it released your demons. It's weird. It's weird. I looked into it. It was crazy what I learned. No, Misty Mooncat, we were just looking up how can she marry him if he's not a citizen and he's only a resident. He's only a resident, but according to the Kuwait law, all she's got to do is prove she's single. And a couple other dumb things. Yes, they say Yaba said the Kiwi Farms is down, doesn't know if they're ever going to be back. I don't know what happened. I've looked at the farms a couple times, like when she was meeting Nader behind everybody's back, and the farm's always like, this is the hotel. And you're like, what? People take their trolling to like a high art form. I can't imagine. I can't either. I don't even think like that. Like I have, like my life, my actual life I live every single day, and the people in it, and people hurting, people in need, and that stuff like weighs way heavier on me than playing a game. Yeah, different addresses, access other ways. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you actually believe paying for a VPN will ever work when it comes to FBI, you are mistaken. Seriously. It may work with platforms and people, URLs, but not when it comes to the FBI. Oh no, S-Jam's drunk again tonight. He needs help. He needs help. It's sad. I don't understand. And there was a comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco, that said, the worst thing about the internet is it brought people out of the basement and into your living room. People that should not be on the internet. Yes, CIA and FBI knows everything, and trust me, they have an inside track to all the VPNs, all the VPN places you go, VPN Express, right? I love that. That's right. I haven't watched S-Jam since he kept them goons in his chat. I don't watch S-Jam ever since he was drunk driving and raging. I can't deal with alcoholics. I can't. I just can't. They're vile. They don't care about other people. They do what they want, and they excuse their behavior. They'll get behind the wheel of a vehicle. And I played that video to show people in their face. What happens to a family when you just decide you're going to drive home drunk? And it's heartbreaking. And people were triggered by the video, but guess what? Shock therapy, I suppose. I said if it even touches one person drunk that was thinking about getting in the car, I win the internet for the day. Yeah, Chantal was definitely off yesterday. I'm hoping it was a changing of the mind, or maybe it was a coming to Jesus moment. Since you're going to wear a hijab, maybe it was a coming to Allah moment, because that's what the hijab is meant for. It's a kamar. And it's meant to cover your brain, enclose it, and keep it where you think. It is a protection. It is supposed to make you change. Maybe it's working. Maybe that's it, you guys. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm going to start changing my life. And trust me, your channel will succeed, Foodie Beauty. If you just be honest and you go forward, you'll get rid of the trolls, the ones that want to see you fail and fall on your face and end up in a mental institution. Yeah, you'll lose those people. You're boring now. Ugh. And they'll be gone. They'll go find someone else. Hell, I think they were over bugging Amberlynn Reed tonight. Yes, I know, Color Purple. I seen S-Jam's leaking of the family drama on a clip channel. Exposing his cousin for accusing him of wanting to be bisexual or gay. I don't know, but I guess he had to throw his family under the bus for him to come out ahead, which actually I thought that made him look terrible. There was no reason for it. Sometimes silence is best, S-Jam, because it makes you look even more guilty. So just admit it. Live your life. Honesty's the best policy. So anyway, if Foodie Beauty if she did go down this road of, I've learned something, I've been a shitty person, here's who I apologize to, and here's what I did wrong, that is quite the awakening, Foodie Beauty. You have no idea. You will literally set your soul free. But whatever, you do you, boo. You know what I'm saying? Her channel would grow. I'm no apologist for Islam because I'm a Christian, but Chantal uses it in the wrong way. Yes, I did a whole thing on it today. Mrs. Amina, she is of pure faith, and she can probably read you the Quran forward and backward without flipping a page. She put out a message for Foodie Beauty today, and I played it. Kashi Star's been featured on Barbecue Chicken Channel as someone being reacted to. Oh, really? I don't know who that is. I'll have to check it out, because I like barbecue chicken. No story to recall and memorize if you just tell the truth. Right. And that's what people like to expose people of, is backpedaling and lies and vileness and disgusting behavior, because it's cancel culture. You can't just pick a cause for the day, but then you don't. It's like, it's just word salad to me. Anybody can put on a hijab, but wouldn't it be more enlightening if they change their heart before they cover their head? If they show you this process that, you know, I've been reading and learning about the Quran, and this is for me, right? Not because you're trying to replace Nader with another Middle Eastern man who may or may not beat you, because we already know you get easily triggered. We know you have food addiction, and if this man tries to shame you, you're gonna react. We know this about you. And you could be beat for that. Like, this isn't even a game. I'm sorry, but I could never marry a stranger who makes promises. That's called love bombing. But then, while this hand is hugging you and kissing you on a screen, this one's telling you to change everything about yourself. I'm sorry. That screams red flags. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. When I was younger, because Chantal, you're almost 40. When I was younger, I was a people pleaser. Not anymore. So don't get it twisted. Not anymore. I love the liberation of, guess what? People don't have to like me. They don't have to approve of me. They don't even have to agree with me. I don't have to scream and yell either. It's a beautiful world I live in. Where if in real life you do something, it ain't gonna be fun for you. Because I'm not a people pleaser anymore. Just saying. That ended for you too? Oh yeah, no more. Because people sniff that shit out, and they're gonna make your life a living hell, because they're gonna feed off your innocence, your kindness, your empatheticness. Oh, you can be an empath, but you can also stand tall and have boundaries. Chantal has no boundaries. It shows in everything. Food, alcohol, men. You're not put on this earth, Chantal, to be abused or controlled. If that's what you're looking for, then I suggest that you learn to bring it down a notch and be a yes ma'am, yes man. Because that's the only way. You just don't seem like the kind of person that's going to enjoy being controlled. You don't need someone to control you for you to change your behavior. You just need to change your behavior. Think before you speak. Think before you react. If somebody came in here and said something that just punches me in the gut, I'm just going to stare for a few minutes. I'm not going to react. Because that says more about them than me, right? But if I come down to their level, right, I lost the fight. They lose the fight as soon as they come for your looks. Because they got nothing. They're insecure. They're just vile, shitty, unhappy people. So if I'm going to bring myself down to a shitty, vile, unhappy person, nobody's going to be able to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? For real. You can care for people and not be a doormat. Exactly. Care for the people that deserve it. They deserve it. They've shown you who they are and you believe it. This guy's already showing me who he is, which could be Nodder, showing me who he is, and I believe it. And that's why I am uncomfortable with this situation. Because I remember Foodie Beauty getting in her car, crying, because Nodder was verbally abusive to her. Remember the whole beef stroganoff thing? And he screamed in her face. But you think Sala's different? Okay. Okay. Chantal, we've all warned you, so I'm about to go feel bad. I'm not going to feel that bad when it all implodes, right? Oh, of course, Joey. You know what? Foodie Beauty puts her face on the screen her whole life. She's got guts, because honestly, well, my life's boring. You know what I mean? And I'm not a performance artist. I'm not theatrical. I can be theatrical, animated. I call it animated when I tell a story. I'll either get you laughing your ass off or crying your eyes out, because I'm animated. I can tell a good story. And Chantal gave me Trisha Paytas vibes. Performance art, theatrics. Some people are going to buy into it, some aren't. But this is completely different to me. Yeah, I have fat shamed her when she, I don't know, decided it would be cute, cute to do finger guns and the Uvalde, Texas school shooting, and the children hadn't even been buried yet. And I'm going to tell you right now, that put me in her face. And she only had balls sitting in her bedroom on a screen. But I said, I dare you to come down to Texas and we'll have somebody play that clip for those families. And let's see how they perceive your bullshit. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit she does that pisses me off. But I don't hate her. I just wish she'd go to therapy, straighten out her shit before she goes down to Kuwait, have some guy whip the bullshit out of her. Yeah, she is funny. That's what I like about her. She can be funny, but she can also be vile and ugly. That's the part I don't like about her. That's the part she don't like about herself, right? I mean, why wouldn't you fix your whole heart, soul, body, everything before you're going to go and be somebody's wife? I mean, you can't run from yourself. If you're not willing to fix yourself and you're going to rely on a man, look at, you're going to meet him and marry him. Happiest time in your life. And you overate yourself. You couldn't even, I'm going to go exercise. I just want to feel so good about myself when I get there. Nothing. You can't even fight your own addiction to food. You got bigger. What? So when you go down there and you can't binge eat, you can't sneak off in the middle of the night and go through every drive-through to whatever, fix your little childhood emotions. You can't smoke your dope. You can't eat your edibles. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. Oh my God. Listen, you got dragged out of your parents' home and you got put into whatever, an institution, whatever. Grandma bailed you out on the promise you could live with her. If you would have stayed there and did the work, I don't think we'd be in this position today. People aren't going to fix it for you. Men aren't going to fix it for you. There's no way this man's going to tolerate any of that behavior. Holy shit. Yeah, something's got to happen, Sparks Heart. I mean, it's coming to a pimple head, speaking of which. This is a stress bump from all this. I know, wasn't the best thing, the new arc, the best thing she could done, business brain and all, was to do a success story on herself. Not trying to flex that men want to sleep with her. Are you kidding me? You could pay anyone on Tinder, Chantal. She has projection and oppositional defiance. Yeah, it needs to be fixed. I hope you go to you know what? Skip the airport. Skip it. Skip the money you spent, because we know you bought the ticket. He ain't got it like that. He's 29. Let's get real. And I don't care how rich Kuwaiti is. It doesn't mean all the citizens are rich. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? So, skip the airport. I want you to just drive as fast as you can and check yourself in somewhere for 90 days. I wish she would actually work on herself and find herself. Forget about a man. She would be a success story. Yeah, I know he's Syrian, Alan. He's Syrian, and he lives in Kuwait as a resident, not a citizen, because that came out of her mouth. Who refuses redemption arcs? She made me so mad on a personal level. I just don't want anything to happen to her. I hope it's all a lie. Me too, Joey. I really do. Oh, the Gorals. Okay. Refuse redemption arcs, right? She will eventually crash and burn. But then again, I thought that about Jen, Life by Jen. I thought once she got Jean in her life, but it got worse. And from what I hear, he struggled with addiction. I don't think they had a happy home. Let's just put it that way. And I really thought she was onto something. I seen her cleaning her kitchen. This was before Gene, right? And then after Gene, it was like, I don't know. A lot of lies. And everybody could see them. It's the denial. It's this fake, I'm eating keto. Let's try this keto recipe. And you know, at night, you are mowing down food like no other. Yes, Gene was definitely an enabler because he had addiction issues. And look, it took her life. Can you imagine being so stuck in your own head? Pizza's an enabler too. Codependent also. That's not good. But you still don't need a man to dominate you for you to change your behaviors. Do you know what a mental case you're gonna be? To give up everything at once? Oh my God. Holy shit. It's gonna be so bad. There's a woman, oh God. I've seen so much in hospitals with obesity. And I've seen the tantrums. I've seen the anxiety. I've seen the people that cater to these people because they don't want to be yelled at or abused verbally. I tell them, shut the hell up. You're getting a salad. I don't care what you say. Shut up. And after that little thing with Pete, I would never go to the front door and get her another freaking Uber Eats. I'd be like, take your fat ass down there yourself and get it. Get some exercise. Screw you. I mean, really, but he won't. He'll go down there. She better keep the Canadian embassy number on hand. Tough love, right? Getting my baby girl's nursery ready. Due in 2 weeks. Oh my God. Congratulations. I love babies so much. I love babies so much. It is easier to be informed, make an informed decision. And I will fight anything where people block information. Like that's one of my wheelhouses. And that happened with a certain, and I found that to be, here, we live in a split world. I mean, some countries, you're just told what to do, end of, right? You got to do it, no matter what. And then there's other countries, I was born to live free, right? Even with God, God gives you, he gives you sin. He tells you sin, but you still live a free will, right? So you have to really feel it. That's the only way you'll change, right? So like if Chantel had an actual heart attack, unfortunately, that's a wake-up call. That's your aha moment. I don't want that to happen to her. With Life by Jen, she ended up with sepsis. She was so constipated and backed up, she ended up with sepsis. Holy shit, literally. And I believe in the end, going through that is what caused her death. So there are complications, even though you live in denial. But a lot of people have an aha moment and they change their life for good. Some don't. They even just they don't care. They say, I can't do it. I guess I'll drink myself to death. I'll eat myself to death. I can't do it. I choked on my spit. Well, Very true. Jen had an obsession with cheese. And my point is, at least if you're honest, I am never going to get control over my addiction to food or alcohol or drugs, and that's how I'm going out. That is your free will. But don't lie to people and make shit up. You know what I mean? I told you I'm getting sick. Pizza's definitely... His only thrill in life is to have a cause. Right now, he's boycotting Nestle. I mean, Pizza's given up on himself. Getting away from Foodie Beauty, getting his own life, meeting a partner. He may be on the spectrum, but he still can live a full life. I feel bad for Pete too, but I also feel bad that he's a grown man and he relies on someone who's just as debilitating as he is. He's got to have a mentor somewhere. Somebody in his family he looks up to. Somebody that can say, hey, let me help you out. You know what I mean? I don't get this. I mean, it's just something to watch. Like, and you're actually putting this shit on the internet for everybody to go, what the hell's going on? Why isn't anyone helping anyone? Why isn't anyone listening to all these people saying, we see what's going on? What is wrong? What can we do to help? But lying and just being high and being, I mean, it's just like, whoa, holy shit. And they really think that people are accepting this when they're actually going, God, you make my life look like Disneyland. I couldn't imagine living with this much torture and this much, you know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, I know. Pete's loved Chantal. Now, he's reliant on her because she's made him believe. I mean, can you imagine then she's going to go to Kuwait and be reliant on a stranger who's going to be treating her like she treats Pete? Fetch me this. Fetch me that. You better have this done when I get home. You better have walked 2 miles before I get home. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, are you going to get a taste of your own medicine? I don't fucking know. You may never be able to come home again. He may go to a court and ban you from travel. He could make up lies about you. And you're never coming home again. See your cat, Pete. You think Nodder fucked you up? This will fuck you up. Hell, this will fuck us all up. Trust me. You'll be in a bathroom crying, right? Trying to get to the Canadian embassy. And nobody here saving you. I ain't flying there to save your ass. I'm trying to do it before you get on the plane. Do people think she's still going to Kuwait? Don't know. Yeah, she went to Cuba, but that was a freaking all-enclosed resort full of Canadians. Oh, no, boy, that was a cultural shock. Oh, okay. Drink all the alcohol you want. Dance. Oh, okay. You ain't doing any of that in Kuwait. None of it. Why couldn't you meet a man from Turkey? Why couldn't you meet a man in a westernized Middle Eastern country where you can fraternize, you can date, you can hang out with each other privately? Why not? Why would you go somewhere where you can't even hang out with them unless you're married? That's telling me this is transactional. This is a man's way to get to Canada. And do you think Canadian investigators are going to buy this bullshit? That's nuts. Unless it's all karma. I call it the universe. Remember I said karma is actually the universe. It is. You get back what you put in. So if this is what she puts in with Pete and all her friends and the people around her, gaslighting them, manipulating them, brainwashing them, controlling them, she's about to get the universe tenfold. Oh, this guy's already got her changing everything about herself. Well, at least she's trying. But you're going to be face to face. You can't just click off the camera and go, fuck that, pull the hijab off. Hey, Pete, rip off your clothes because you're sweating, got the fan going. I think that's why she ends the live. She's so damn hot. She got to take all that shit off, right? And Pete sees it. He even said, when she's not live, she doesn't wear it. And you think you're going to go down there in 140-degree heat and be like, oh my God, I just can't. I'm bougie. And she's lazy as fuck. So she's like the idea of not being able to go anywhere and having to stay in the house while the whole... Right? She's all, life's about change. You ain't changed shit in 2 years. 2 years. You've sat in that house. You've gotten high. And cried about Nader. And then all of a sudden, whoop, new arc. No, sweetheart. All that shit you said about Nader online when you were mad, because you're used to running your mouth to the entire universe on a camera. When you're mad at somebody, you drag them. You just to feel better about yourself. You literally read them for filth with what you did to Nader, right? You ain't gonna be able to do that anymore. You won't be able to run to the Kuwaiti police and file a charge on your husband in Kuwait. No. Wouldn't this be stupid if she literally married a stranger just to say she's married and to have sex with a 29-year-old, then flies home to Canada and goes, fuck that. Oh, I hated all of it. You can't get out of it like that. What if she came back to Canada and refused to go back and she's married to this guy? Can he come here and get her? Holy shit. This stuff I don't know. Did anyone notice her say Salah is more messed up than she is? No, I didn't hear that. Remember how mean his face was when he hit Dee Dee? He could be this guy just to be cruel. If she gets there and is able to get out of there, she better not forget the CPAP. Yeah, that's what I said. There will be no rescue. He couldn't come get her, so she would just be married to a man from Kuwait and never go back. Well, there's the silver lining. Syria is at war, obviously, and Kuwait is a very rare spot for anyone to flee from Syria. Right? I think she will think she has all the control if he wants citizenship, but God, right? Why doesn't he come here, right? Because they could go on dates and she could go, nope, not for me, go home now, after his visitor, his tourist visa. If he told her he can't because he has to work, then he is trying to draw her in, and then she'll be made to get married. Oh, all the other countries are refusing Syrians? Really? Why? I tried to reach out to her in small channel chats. She thanked me, then blocked me. Well, there you go, Necessita. She's going to get ghosted at the airport. I hope so, Steve. I really do. I hope she cries, changes her flight, and comes home. I'll be fine with that. Abracadabra goes, I've seen this movie before. Yeah, it's called Not Without My Daughter. Or Locked Up Abroad. You don't think he lives there? Holy shit. Come on now. It is all odd, and it doesn't make sense. She can be talked into anything. They can get a temporary marriage contract. I'd go for that. I think it's not unlikely. She's already sent him a bunch of money. Yes, she has horrible behavior. Yes. Somewhere in there, is a child that lost out on, or actually had her faith in people tested as a teen. A lot of teens have bad behavior, and some parents can't handle it, right? They just can't. They can't handle a defiant child, oppositional child. I know this because my friend, her name was Betsy. My friend Betsy, she was like a rebel, but she was funny as hell, right? She was a good time. But her parents were very strict. Not to her brothers, just to her, which pissed her off, right? Any girl would be. And there may or may not be some questionable things about her brother and her father, okay? We'll just say that, which would explain her defiant behavior. But anyway, she wasn't really good at making curfew, let's put that. But guess what? She was in 11th grade, right? Or 16, 17. And it was a battle in the house. And it was chaos, right? Her brother may or may not have been cleaning his gun and accidentally shot her and almost killed her through her gut. She got rushed to the emergency room. And I'm going to tell you, something changed in her. And she became very defiant. Okay? Small town, right? So everybody's like, holy hell, right? She became more defiant after she survived that. Her and I talked about it a lot in private, and it was scary to me. But her parents ended up signing her over to the state and disowning her. What? Your child literally just survived? What? And that changes something in a child that thinks that another child's loved more than they are, or you're the problem, you gotta go. Like, it is horrible what happens, and it does change something in here. And you could always be looking for your value, Chantal. You could always be looking for trusting people, but you'll never find the trust in people that you'll find in yourself and in God. I promise you that. Ever. There's no marriage gonna fix this. Make you forget about it, move on, and change who you are. No, ain't gonna happen. He's not gonna heal your inner child. He's gonna look at you as a grown-ass woman, a submissive, know your place, grown-ass woman. That's not gonna fix anything. That may push you over the edge, for real. Exactly, need some Z's. I think there was a lot of issues after the, because her sister's 11 years younger than her. Oh, the perfect child. Trust me, every family has it. The golden child. She's just perfect in every way. No, she's not. No, she's not. Trust me, she's not. But it made you feel like an outcast, or it changed your position in the house. We've all been there. But you know what? None of it's true. It's games. It's generational bullshit, right? Listen, going back 60 years. There's always that favorite child, the one that a parent can, the one a parent can either manipulate or can identify with better, because they don't question them. They're just a yes ma'am. You don't want to be the yes ma'am. Trust me. You're the better kid, because you stood up for yourself. But I know it's painful. I know it hurts. But does it matter in the end? No. It's how you feel about yourself. That is sad, Nadine. When people repeat a horrible childhood and they repeat it to their own child. Yep. Like you said, a child gets abandoned. They're more apt to abandon their child because it was accepted. as okay. And in their mind, when they were a child and they were abandoned, they were told it was okay. And that was just to save them the pain, right? But when you identify that as okay, then you will excuse it later on in life when you do it to hurt somebody else. No, let your children live the pain. Tell them it's a horrible thing to do. Teach your children that there are just shitty parents out there that don't deserve to be your father because they left you. Be honest with your kid. Don't sugarcoat that shit, or they'll just repeat it. Don't turn a blind eye to someone hitting a child. Don't turn a blind eye to that shit, because then it makes it okay that everybody walked away and looked away, right? In the family or even the neighbors. And then when that kid gets older, guess what they do? They beat their kid. Yeah, there's consequences in life. Exactly. And if people are going to turn a blind eye, then maybe you should be the one that says, what you're doing is wrong. Wrong. You don't hurt the spirit of a child. You don't change the way a child feels about stability and love. Just don't have kids. Don't be selfish. All of it's true. Most of it I've lived through. You know what I'm saying? Change a generation by changing their minds. Quit letting bad behavior repeat. That's why we got so much sickness in this world. And that's why we have so many people fighting each other. When did hatred become our national language? If you just don't like somebody's opinion, you can call them names and slander them to shut them up. This is who we are now. Makes me sick. You can show one news story, but you can't show another because it may make people think about something. That's the beauty of free thinking. But when people want to hone in on it, they want to change what you say, they want to change what you think, that's control. That is never happening. I die fighting. I don't care. I don't care. Because in the end, I believe that good always prevails over evil. It does. I hope. If not, it's the end of times. If we don't unite and we choose to divide and hate each other, right? Or just be a keyboard warrior and scream and yell because your life sucks, go fix your life. Because you're making yourself look like an idiot. And not only that, you look unhinged. Like you need help, dude. You know what I'm saying? And if we stay divided, we lose. Don't let people tell you that you're a racist. If you are, own it. But don't let people tell you you are. That's some bullshit right there. Thank you, Necesita. Yes, lack of the ability to communicate. There it is. Inability to articulate even a thought. That's the people that scream and yell and point their fingers and put you down and tell you you're ugly and blah, 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 blah. Are their words that powerful? If they are, then you need to think about yourself. Why do their words hurt me? It must be something I'm lacking. I'll go fix that shit, and then I'll be ready for you. But I guarantee you, those people, they would never fire up a channel and say that shit. No, they wouldn't. But they can do it behind a fake name all day long. I choose love too. It feels so much better to love and hate and help people than to hate. My husband thanked me 20 times. 20 times tonight because I thought of him. I did something special for him. And that's love. I don't control him. He don't control me. We think about each other. He'll text me during the day. I was thinking about you. 18 years later, Chantal. I don't know if she's on a flight yet. I don't know. I choose love. And if people want to come over here and, and rear their ugly heads, they won't stick around because they don't get into my psyche like that. They just don't. Trolls, they're just meant to poke you, to see if you'll rage or scream so they can go, oh, we did it. Next. Let's move on to the next channel. Wee. That's exactly how I look at them. Not as, oh my God. Oh my God. No. Truth. Yeah. So, I don't know what she's doing. God, get on a plane or don't. Jesus. Somebody said, she will do anything for Nader. That is all she lives for, him. The only thing I think is maybe a relative she's bringing to Canada. No, she ain't bringing anyone. That's the scary part. I would be thrilled, Evelyn, if she would take somebody to Canada with her. Or, I mean, to Kuwait. Kuwait, sorry. I just think she's getting into a bigger issue. If she thinks this is going to fix her depression. Why do people do that? Why do people think that depression can be fixed? Especially serious depression. If I only had this. If I only had this. You had the money and you pissed it away because you're still trying to fix your depression, Chantal, by eating, spending your money on drugs, instead of creating this beautiful existence for you. You pissed it away on instant gratification addiction. We know that alcoholic borrow $7 and make up a lie because they got to go get their alcohol. What in the hell, man? And then not even bat an eye that somebody's hard-earned money is to feed your addiction. That's sick. That is a sickness beyond I want to even comprehend. But you had the money, Chantal. So what is it now? You never wanted the kid. We know this. You just want to be loved. What is love to you? Lust? Is that love to you? Because you know love is all about respect. This person already doesn't even respect you for who you are. Making you change everything about yourself and your friendship with Pete, and you're westernized and you're willing to accept a full change of a man, may or may not exist. I mean, he exists, but he may not be the person. His whole TikTok's full of young, skinny women. That don't bother you, but it bothers him that Pete always comes in your room, says, hey, really? This is going to wear on your nerves, girl. It's already wearing on mine. Need Some Z said, when I was in my 20s, I thought moving would fix my inner problems. It never did, of course. You have to address your inner problems. And thank you. Like you have one, here's one of them, Chantal. You have one life to live. You're born alone. You're going to die alone. What are you going to do in between those two moments in life? Birth and death. Every day's a gift. Your body is your vessel. How hard is this? Do you understand emotions are just emotions? Every time you feel one, go, knock it off. I got shit to do. I ain't going to be angry today. I'm not going to cry today. I'm not going to be sad today. Unless you are clinically suffering from depression. There is nothing going to fix that. But balancing the chemistry in your brain, which requires a full evaluation. But if you're having PTSD from childhood or teenage trauma, you have to address that. You have to tell yourself, I am valued. That was all a bunch of bullshit. That was some insecure people who don't know how to handle shit in life. I got this. I'm going to blow them all away. And then you just keep working towards it. You don't let yourself, no, we're a victim. We got to eat. Remember, this is what makes us feel better. You know it's bullshit. It's lies you've put in your own head, and you got to undo the lies. Only you can do that. There is no, what do you call those little memory sticks? You can't pull those in and out and change it. You can't change the information whenever you feel like it, because you're always going to fail. You're going to go backwards again. You got to keep pushing forward. It is work. It is a pain in the ass. But once you believe that about yourself, you're home free. The old saying, wherever you go, there you are. Yep. Even if you go to Kuwait, Chantal, there you are. You may have different scenery, but you're still there in your own head. I think you have to want to change instead of being a victim. You have to get out of victim mode. You got to get out of poor me. You got to get out of the, you have to change the way you viewed the situations that put you in your funk that you've never gotten out of, right? Yeah, fake it until you make it. That's the truth. That is the best thing in the world. Fake it. And eventually you'll believe it and it will happen. But do not let yourself drag yourself back down every time you reach a milestone. She even said it. I was doing really good. I was losing weight. And then my body, it's just my body. My body, like when I get to a certain point, my body is like, no. That's your head. That's your head. That's when you fight harder. You don't give in. She even said it. So I knew she self-sabotages everything in her life. Why she thinks she needs to be controlled by a man. Your parents can't even tell you what to do, Chantal. This is going to be detrimental to your mental health. And I mean, it could be in a really bad way. And that's what's got me, my spidey senses going. Necessita says, my body eats 5 family-sized meals per day. Okay. Yeah, it's all good at first, right? But then you get your self-doubt. You let that stinking thinking take over and tell you about yourself, because they say the best way to change the image of yourself is slowly. So they do this in, what's it called? Self-hypnosis. They'll make you picture an image, right? So you're supposed to close your eyes and picture yourself, your body. But you have to be like completely in the most calm state of your life. You have to be like everything, respiration, everything just at a... And you got to really picture yourself in your mind. Close your eyes, lay down in a dark room. Picture what you think you look like. Right? Because it is mind, body, soul, by the way. All three have to connect. So if your mind only sees you at a certain size, when you start losing weight, your mind tells your body, it's time to eat. We got to eat. Oh my God, we got to eat. We're starving. That's what it is. It's mind over matter. Absolutely. You learn this. So anyway, when you close your eyes and you picture yourself, you have to sit there and stare at yourself in your mind for a few minutes, head to toe. This is how I see myself. Side view. Flat butt view. I've got the flat butt. Yeah, I can do squats. I don't give a shit. I'm almost 60. Got to do all the views. And then what you have to do is you have to slowly start trimming it in. And guess what? Once your mind sees you that way, your appetite will follow. Pretty soon, you got yourself down where you need to be. Why do you think there's so much failure when people get weight loss surgery? Why do you think they replace it with another addiction? Because they didn't do the work. They bullshit the doctor. Dr. Noah now will tell you that. Watch 600-Pound Life. All they do is manipulate people. All they do. People around them. But who are they hurting? Themselves. Dr. Now even tells them that. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for subbing. It's all mind. You've programmed your own computer. Even your own emotions. What triggers you? What makes you cry? Which and with Foodie Beauty, she doesn't like to be rejected. And She doesn't have a good vision of herself. But she can fix it all. I'm telling you, the work may seem hard, fighting against your own programmed mind, but once you break through, you can be anything and do anything, sweetheart. Anything. It is so liberating. And that's all that real therapy is about. I think it's more about life coaching than it is well, you need to be, first of all, you need to have the full panel done to make sure you're not suffering from a real depression or bipolar, because that can be cured with medication, by the way. You can still change the other shit, though. The addiction, you can still change it. Life coach. Make you see life differently. She has no idea who she is, and she even said it. She was lost. Of course she's lost. For the first time in her life, she wasn't running the narrative like she did with BB, like she did with Pete, which, by the way, are the only two men she's had a relationship with her entire life. Right? She met Nader, and boy, did he spin her on her heels. He told her about herself, where Pete and BB, they didn't give a fuck. Be who you want, Chantal. I got my own shit. BB had to work. He liked to play video games. He wasn't going to cater to her. He wasn't going to be involved in her ridiculous YouTube channel, right? Nader looked at her different. Hey, I want to be on YouTube. Because all she ever wanted was a couples channel, right? That is not my claim to fame. That's sad. When this is going to be your legacy, YouTube, stop it. You don't even have any idea what I do in my real life. There's way more legacy than this. Holy hell. Anyway. And then Nader was like, I want a YouTube channel. I want that kind of money. You're a celebrity. Stay with me. Don't leave me. That gave her more than she's ever had. Why do you think she became obsessed with it when it ended? She realized she was being used. And now this guy's doing the same thing. Of course she's going to run off and get married. He's the replacement. But it isn't what she thinks it is. Right? She can't run from herself. He can't fix her. She keeps saying, oh yeah, we're going to have, probably on the Beezer channel, we're going to have a couples channel. She's trying to relive this fantasy she had with Nader. That's why I believe she will get on the plane and go. Yes, weight loss surgery does not fix shit, except for your amount of food you can eat. But you're going to have a whole lot of health problems. You keep eating that shit food, and you don't eat. Listen, so let's get this straight. You're going to go in, get the magic surgery, right? The weight's just going to start coming off of you because, honestly, you can eat about, hell, I don't even think you can eat M&Ms. Isn't that sad? Instead of self-discipline. I just can't do it. But you can go in and have your whole insides redone and be forced to throw up, not have a stomach, barely have any stomach acid, that are able to digest your food and work it all into the, what's it called? It starts with a CH. Chum, I don't remember, before it turns to poo, right? Your body has to do a whole thing. And now you're going to be malnourished. You can't even swallow like normal pills like everybody. Just because you couldn't fix your head? Why don't you just get your mouth wired shut? That's what some people do. They actually get their mouth wired shut. I would choose that option over rearranging my insides. It's not magic. She's running from her problems and she needs to take the bull by the horns and face them. Thank you. That's why I said, skip the airport and drive straight to an inpatient. Have them do a full panel on you, hormones and all, because we do know you have not done hormone replacement therapy, which could be all the crazy going on too. Just drive straight there. Get a full panel. Check yourself in and say, I'm ready. Fuck this. I've had enough. That's it. It's going to be easier than marrying a stranger in another country who may or may not accept your problems and just beat the shit out of you. Milkbee said, I used to have a very intense binge eating disorder, and now that I've overcome it, I just wonder what the fuck I was thinking. The food I overate wasn't even good. Definitely not worth it, right? It's actually just fills an emotional need. It's instant gratification. You learned it. It's some moment that was your control, right? Or some girls, it's because they were the M word when they were young, and they figured if they get fat, they won't be attracting these predators, and that's a whole psyche thing, right? Because they, you know what I mean? And it's sad. Like, that shit is so sad when victims harm themselves because of the actions of other people. That really is sad. That is one that's really hard. Binging is definitely worse than anorexics. I don't know. They're all bad. They're all bad. Look at Eugenia Cooney. You really think? Let's pull her up. You may retract that statement. I mean, I think her heart literally stops periodically. For real. Oh, wait, I'm still over on... I know what I gotta do. I gotta get out of there. I gotta go to YouTube. In my opinion, all EDs are absolutely terrible. Everything's terrible. Trauma, traumatic stress disorder, coping skills from childhood of abusive situation. There's so much out there, and they're just letting everyone run amok on the streets instead of addressing the mental illness in this country. We got people sleeping in tents on streets. They're just lost. They don't know what to do with themselves. And they expect us, middle income people. I mean, if you look at the elites, just the elites in this country, which is how much? 1%? We're the 99%ers, right? 1% of elites, right? They could fix this, all of this in a day. And you have to ask yourself, why not? But they're out there telling us about ourselves when they could fix this problem instead of, you know, shaming us. You know what I'm saying? They're getting us to look at ourselves. When you got enough money to change every problem we have and you refuse to do the humanitarian thing, come on now. They would rather us point fingers at each other than look at them. And that's why that happens. Nothing gets fixed. Putting us on display like zoo animals that have been tranquilized is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, now I'm on, here we go. I mean, this girl really doesn't have, in my opinion, long to live. In my opinion. I mean, literally doesn't have long to live. And it breaks my heart. And she has been into so many programs. Oh my God, I hate that. I love this magic pad. If you have anything Apple, get the Bluetooth magic pad. This is all it looks like. And you literally run your fingers on it. You just push click, or you just click down anywhere you want on the pad. And, oh my God, it's the best thing. So, let's see. Let's see what she's done lately. She done any live streams? I always check in on Eugenia. I always check in on her. And it's not too, it's just because it breaks my heart. Really breaks my heart. Bye, Martha. I don't know what she did in this video. I gotta look. Oh, thank you so much, Kathy, for being a part of our community. You are always welcome here. And I'm everything. I'm smart ass, I'm crass, nobody's gonna tell me about myself. If I'm mad at somebody like Chantal for a day because she pissed me off, I'm gonna let her know about it. When she's saying bullshit, I'm gonna call her out on it. I ain't a hug club and I ain't a kiss ass, right? It's just not even how I roll. But when I see somebody about to do something that could be very dangerous, I am gonna show my empathetic side. I will be there to voice my opinion. So Eugenia dressed, she tries. She's been on YouTube a long time. And then you've got, oh, sorry. Oh, of course, copyrighted video. Your stream may be blocked. So what, YouTube? Because I played Eugenia. She's another YouTuber. Wow. So is this how it is when you get 2 million subs? Now we can't even show a clip of other YouTubers? Okay, good to know, YouTube. Good to know. Good to know. It says, heads up. We've detected a copyrighted video in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. Is anybody still in here? Did it get blocked? It means that no other new people might be able to come in. I wish they'd get rid of that stupid banner. Yeah, she lives with her mom, so she's safe there. They have done everything in their power, and they're probably just grateful she's under the roof so they can be there for her. It gets you depressed. You see how a food disorder is slowly killing her? I know. Her family can't do shit. She's a grown-up. They can't force feed her. They can't put a funnel down her throat. Right? They can't. As much as my mom could do anything about it. The new YouTube setup is odd. I know it. Where you have to click live now, because live streams will not be under videos. You have to go to where it says live to even get the lineup. And that's how it looks in our YouTube studio anyway. So it's fine. Can they do a conservatorship, but they still can't force feed her? I mean, really, they can't. Yeah, she's an adult. Yeah, she's like 30-something, right? I don't know, I can't see my chat because of this. Yeah, she's, I don't know how old she, how can I get rid of this banner? Hold on. They're gonna keep this here the whole time. I can't with YouTube. They can do an intervention. And how are they gonna force feed her? Are they gonna tie her to a bed like the old insane asylum days and put a tube down her and then just watch her lose all faith in humanity? I mean, what are they gonna do? I hate when people blame other people. When they've put her, she has been in so many rehabs, she gets it, she knows it, she's come out, she's gained weight, but she can't change the image of herself. She has body dysmorphia. Her best friend did a video that her mom was supportive and encouraging. I doubt it. Wouldn't you call her a danger to herself? Yeah. But how are you going to force feed her? She has to change herself, yeah. And she really wanted to at one point. It's so weird that even love can't make somebody change the way they feel about themselves. That's why I was trying to tell Foodie Beauty. You think you're in love, you think you're gonna go over there, get married, and it's gonna be the magic Band-Aid for everything you think about yourself. No, it's gonna be worse. Yes, 2 years ago, she was getting help. She was doing great. She was forced into treatment, yes. And she was made a video after she got out of treatment, and she actually looked really good, but she didn't care what people said. She slowly went back to it because she's seen herself different than we did. I stuck around for a sec, but nobody can change you but you. Yeah, and if she wants to die of starvation, isn't that her right? I mean, do we have to walk around being told, like, how we are allowed to die just because it bothers somebody else? Maybe the person's fine with it, right? But we're out there shaming each other. All that food you're eating is going to kill you. Yeah, so it kills me. Be grateful it's not you. See? Yeah, the only thing I don't like is when people like are trying to bullshit you and you know people are struggling with addiction and they try to bullshit you. That I got a problem with. Fess up. Eat yourself to death. Gluttony, fine. Just admit it. And then nobody will bother you anymore. Don't pretend like you're going to go lose weight, start exercising, you're going to eat keto, you're going to go on a diet, and then people get excited for you. Just kidding. And then they don't. I don't know what you're talking about. That shit makes me nuts. Oh, thank you, Shady Bougie. You following me on TikTok? Yeah, I got to get on the TikTok tomorrow. I got to put out some more stuff. So you can just go to @NoMadnessLife with a 0. @NoMadnessLife with a 0 on the TikTok, and it'll bring my page up. Because I have 2 pages. I have 2, but I can't get into the other one. So I had to add a 0 for my new one. Any other TikTok suggestions to look into? You know what? People just started following me. So you can go into the people following me and see if you recognize anybody. Katie's in there. Miss Effing Wonderful's in there. There's people following me, and you might recognize some of them. Just go to mine, and then go under following or follows, and see if you you pass on TikTok. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it's fun. I love 30 seconds to 3-minute videos. And then you get to watch a whole bunch. Thank you, Gal, for subscribing. You don't have TikTok yet? Go on, Cindy, do it. Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm trying to tell Chantel. You know, you don't have to go. Being married doesn't fix you. Even if a guy's controlling, you're going to get sick of that shit. Because you're going to have a day where you're like, not today, asshole. I'm sitting here and I'm going to read a book. But if you're married to a man that says, here's your list of all day chores and shit you got to do and what you're allowed to eat, how you're allowed to dress, you think that's going to fix anything? That is going to infuriate you. I'm waiting for it. I mean, I just hope you don't do it. Because it could end bad for you. You know what I mean? So, crazy. Crazy. Oh my God, it's 20-1? All right. Has she done anything? So, because you, listen, here's what I'm learning. When you have like 2 million subscribers or more, you can actually stop anyone from even clipping fair use thing because they have so many sponsors backing them and so much money backing them. Do you see how that works? But us peasants down here, we can be clipped and there is no detection of a copyright issue. You have to actually file the claim. But Eugenia has her own celebrity status, and I'm still staring at this ban below my video. Oh, I'll show it to you. Hold on. Maybe it'll show up on here. I gotta get past this. I'll show. If it still shows, I'll show you. No, it's not showing. It just won't come down, and I can't get rid of it. Stupid. Anyways, Foodie Beauty. Has she gone live? Is she reevaluating her life? God. Seriously, just don't go. Please. This is so weird. Because I know somebody who married somebody from Turkey, but they went out there, they stayed out there, and they didn't get married. They dated. They went out to eat. They were together. But you can't do that in Kuwait. That's what scares me the most. He knows that she has to marry him to even hang out with him. That is so weird. And he could have went to Canada and hung out with her if he really wanted to get to know her. That's so frightening. And why didn't he do that? Why? I want to see Kuwait, but not for her to get married to a man, but for her to go on a trip. In Kuwait, men and women can sit and chat in cafes and such, but that is all. I thought they're not even allowed to do that. I thought they weren't allowed to be seen in public, together, riding in a car, any of that. Can they meet? I'll never go back to a controlling dude. Oh, no way. Catherine, Chelsea's mom dropped her phone. It bumped you. Good night, everyone. Thank you, No Madness. You're welcome, Joey. Women can stand behind men most of the time, don't they? Not in my world. Not the women in my family. We don't stand behind men. We'll fight them. We do. We go, wait a minute. Who do you think you are? What did you just say? That's the women in my family. Regular people, I meant. No offense. And that, you know what? Actually, the generation of people that are actually in their 70s, like 20 years older than me, or the 80s. Yes, that is exactly how it was. I mean, they were free to do whatever they wanted, but there was a sense of the woman stood behind the man, right? My husband's always like, why can't you just be a traveler's wife? Why can't you enjoy the fact that you don't have to do anything? I go, who wants to live their life doing nothing? I don't feel I'm called to that. Like everything I've ever done has been taking care of people or nurturing people in some way, even being a bartender, right? Making people have fun, right? Until I got older and I was like, I'm enabling addicts. Gotta go. I don't think Jesus would be proud of me. You know, that was when I was 31. I'm out. So I left it. But I was still a hairdresser. And that was my thrill. And that's why I couldn't stay in nursing, because there was too much politics involved. It wasn't even all about patient care anymore. It's about who's right, who's wrong, who's smarter, who's dumber. Did you write this properly? Did you fill this out properly? Meanwhile, there's a light going off in the hallway. Isn't that why we're here, people? Somebody better get moving. It could be an emergency. See, people get a little too complacent in their jobs. They forget it's about patient care. And they start arguing with each other. Who's the better nurse? Who's the doctor that's the hottest? Who's the nicest? What are we having for lunch? I hated that shit. I go, there's no way. You've killed my whole image of patient care. So I got out. Stuck with hair. Because at least I can make people feel better and cared. She'll have handlers, people she doesn't know. That's when it will get weird. I don't know. I don't see that she is not around, guys. She has not been alive since yesterday. Big storms in London, UK, strong winds, rain on my roof. Thankful for small things. Exactly, Chris, and that's what life's all about. And don't sweat the small stuff. Where is she? I noticed that she's probably lurking. She should be lurking. She should be having second thoughts. She should be reevaluating her path in life. It is not to be led by someone else. She has her own unique personality. Love her or hate her. Nobody should squash that. Nobody. And I'm going to end on that. So, if she goes live, I'm sorry. I gotta go to bed. I've been fighting this stupid sinus headache. Tweetykin said, stuff's probably happening. I'm setting the news scanner for incidents on airline flights. Irate passengers. Good for you. Women should be able to be themselves, especially when you're used to living in a country where women have fought for equality and their rights. I'm sorry, but if you lived your whole life like that, you can't let somebody else squash that or extinguish it, please. Oh, the sinus thing is horrible. Ugh. She has a new post up. What? I'm still here. Let me look. 5 hours ago. That's not a new post. There were people dressing up as her for Halloween, so she did a laugh about it. That was 5 hours ago. Maybe she got on that 9 o'clock flight. No, I think she's leaving tomorrow. I got thieves oil. I got my eucalyptus humidifier in my room. Oil diffuser, humidifier. So I'll be good. I'm going to go lay in my diva bed. Let a little TV play in the background. And then nighty-night. Even my neck. So I know I got something coming on. 'Cause my neck. Ugh. God help me. Could be from sitting here with that. Playing my game. Probably is. Even though I tried to do this, I can't see my game. All right, guys. Gotta go. Apparently, I'm being punished from YouTube for showing 10 seconds. But I'll fight it because it literally was 20-second clip. I'll fight it. Fair use. Commentary. Criticism. Critiquing. Teaching is what I used it for. The iPhone neck. I don't ever have my iPhone against my head. I use these. People call me. I always have this in. People call me. I click the center button. Hello. I don't ever have my iPhone against my face. Ever do I ever. And when these ones are charging, I have my AirPods. I love these. These are the neck bracelet. So they don't like move around. And then these just magnet. See? Yeah, I learned a long time ago, there's like this frequency thing, and I don't want it pressed against my temple. So I do these. Low frequency. They're Bluetooth. Yeah, I don't really use my AirPods very often. What game? Jelly Juice. Oh my God. I'm playing Jelly Juice. I'm not even firing it up because I'll be addicted to it again. I'll be here for another 2 hours. But I got my daughter addicted to it now. It's like, did you remember playing Candy Crush? Well, this is Jelly Juice. It's fun. I do love it. So anyway, but I gotta be done with it tonight. And I use speaker. Yeah, I use a speaker on my phone. But my phone's charging, and I go into another room, and I'm cleaning, and someone calls me, or I'm listening to interrogations, I will put these in. And clean. They don't move. They don't fall out. If they do, they just fall on my chest. They don't fall on the ground. I go, where the hell's my AirPod? I don't know. I always listen to something. I'm always intrigued by investigations, so that's kind of why I do what I do. Call out the bullshit. Try to figure out the truth. Try to sway the jury. Try to sway Chantal to get away from the airport and go to an inpatient and have a mental health vacay. Away from the tubes, away from guys, away from Pete's, everything. Just go. Right? God. Seriously. Go to a sweat lodge. Go meet The Dalai Lama. Go over to a country where it's all about spirituality. Something, jeez. Anything beats getting married to a stranger from the internet. God. All right, guys, I love y'all. See you later.